This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
I got the blues.
The blues, the Kraft macaroni and cheese blues, or
The blue box blues, yes.
Okay. Why do you have the blues?
Because I'm excited to talk about the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, the inventors of the blues.
The
blues
first people to ever sing the blues.
Yep. Nobody would know what it was if it weren't for these guys.
How many people do you think remember the Blue Box Blues Kraft macaroni and cheese commercial?
I think a decent amount of people probably remember it. It was one of those commercials that just like aired a lot, so it just got stuck in your head.
Yeah, but that was also when you were watching 11 hours of television a day.
Yeah, well, and I don't think that's like
I don't know if it aired more than any other.
No, it aired a lot. And okay, that doesn't make me different than most other people our age in this country.
Yeah, you know what? I have a young child, and everybody's like, "Oh, screen time and stuff."
Yeah.
And like, we gotta limit the screen time, especially since like.
Do you ever say we gotta limit the scream time around Halloween?
Yeah, we do say that.
Oh, okay, good.
And then
I just want to make sure
we
that you say that.
and then the other people say, "Then get rid of all these skeletons you got around here."
Yeah, and then you say, "Well, joke's on you. I have a little screaming left," and you scream at them.
Yeah, that's
I'm
exactly what
not
happens.
all out of scream time just yet.
Yeah,
Oh, get out of my house!
but part of me thinks I should just like let my son watch 11
Whatever he
hours of
wants.
TV. Like, it was fine for me.
Yeah, let him watch rated R movies.
I wasn't like, we weren't like a rated R movie household.
Yeah,
But it was definitely like, watch TV if you want to give a shit.
yeah.
Some of my fondest memories, and not when I was like a little kid, but like being like 12 or 13 and just like watching Drew Carey. It's like, that's a fine memory that I have.
Well, I mean, once you're 12 or 13, like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, like,
but it's like,
see
I don't
what they
remember
want.
a lot from that like year of my life, but it's just like, I remember watching the Drew Carey show.
But I remember every line of the Drew Carey
I don't.
season 4.
I went back and watched some. It's on Plex now.
Oh,
The
okay.
Drew Carey show.
Mhm.
And I think like it's the Plex. You know, you could download the Plex app.
Yeah.
Is that legal?
Yes, it used to be. It like was born out of a like home video server thing, and it still does that. But like I don't know, they've taken on venture capital or whatever and gotten into the whole fast TV thing.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is that like what I always heard was like, oh, the Drew Carey show hasn't been on TV, hasn't been on streaming services. Because like they used a lot of music, and like the licensing would be crazy. And then it's on Plex, and like I think nothing else now. And it's like, oh, finally, it's come to a streaming service, and all the music is intact. And it's like, who paid for this?
Yeah.
Is this legal? Anyway, the
know.
show's fine. But like, I watched an episode, and I was like, I don't remember the plot to even one episode of a Drew Carey.
Yeah,
show.
I don't really remember like how a typical like what kind of issues they really encountered.
He was. Do you remember Mimi?
Yeah,
His coworker.
Right. She was like the assistant to the boss?
Yeah, but they did not get along. But it was a love-hate relation. Deep down, Drew and Mimi respected each other.
I mean, why else would they have spent so much time thinking of those quips and those digs that they would have on each other?
Yeah. I like when people would insult each other on television.
Yeah. It taught me how to act in real life.
Yeah. And now that's how real life is. Everybody just ragging on each other all the time. Like grown-ups.
Yeah, it's like
people in charge are like saying mean things to each other.
Yeah, it's like Jeff Ross is in charge all of a sudden.
The Roastmaster General
and
has
he said,
performed a coup.
Yeah, and he said, I'm declaring martial roasts.
Jeff Ross.
Mm-hmm.
He really likes to roast people, Tom.
He sure does.
It's he went on like Conan's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know that podcast?
Yeah.
And he was talking about like people that he's roasted in the past, that have since died. And he'd be like, yeah, Betty White, roast in peace. And like, we're like, oh no, who was B. Arthur? He's like, B. Arthur, okay. Roast in peace. And like everybody there was like, that's the cheese. Don't say, like they didn't say that out loud.
You can't
but
make
like,
that a thing.
Yeah, but that's, your whole persona, like you have catchphrases around being a roast guy, like in the middle of an interview. Man.
Yeah, and especially I feel like I was under the understanding that like he became the roast guy because like I don't know, he accepted what Comedy Central was offering for like the first couple of roasts. Like I might be wrong, maybe he was known as like a big roast guy.
No, remember when he did like poems?
Oh yeah, he used to just do like regular stand-up comedy act. And yeah, he just kind of fell into the roast thing, it seems like. Yeah. And he was like, how can I become uglier?
I mean, time does that to all of us, though.
It's true.
Except for one Mr. George Clooney.
He's getting older looking, though.
He's getting older looking, but only better looking.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he has.
He hit that. I saw an interview with Paul Rudd today. And I was like, oh, he's starting to look old.
Yeah.
He's starting to like not look
like he's 25.
Yeah. And it's like, better get out of here, man.
Better get out of here. Well, you're scaring us.
He's made a lot of money. Yeah, like go
out
on top.
Time to go away and stop reminding us all of our own mortality.
Yeah,
Paul
I think so. Right?
Haven't you had enough?
Haven't you had enough? Yeah. Paul Rudd, good man, seems like.
Yeah.
We're burying the lead here, Tom. You went to a magic show.
The lead for this is Dan Aykroyd. Not that I went to a magic show. But yes, Tim, I went to a magic show. I went to this magic show, The Parlor of Deceptions by Daniel Roy. Or with Daniel Roy. An evening of sleight of hand and sleight of mind with Daniel Roy.
Now, this was Succession themed.
Oh, because he's a Roy.
Yeah.
No, if it was subtle.
Okay.
I didn't catch it. But he might have been like a second cousin or something.
Ooh, like Greg's cousin on the other side.
Yeah. Like he's not even really related to the. Well, then I guess he would have. How did he have the last name? That's just a coincidence.
Yeah, it's a pretty common last name.
Yeah. So no.
You ever hear about these couples and be like, yeah, we had the same last name when we met, but we're not related? It's like, are you sure?
Tim, what the hell are you talking about? Do you ever hear about these couples have the same last name?
It happens sometimes.
And where do you hear about it? Weirdo Monthly?
Yeah, my subscription of Weirdo Monthly sometimes has articles
sometimes
to this effect.
It has a cover story. This man swears he didn't marry his sister. But if so, how did they have the same
in Weirdo
name?
Monthly, it's like, you know how they have like wedding announcements and normal thing? Like the New York Times vows section.
Yeah.
It's just a section of the people with the same last name who claim not to be related
not
to each
even
other.
Other like funny, like Jay Leno used to do, like, hey, look at this. It's the marriage of Ralph Hot Dog and Marisa Ketchup.
No, that never happens. Nobody's last name is Ketchup.
Mustard. Yeah, but he would do ones, but it'd be like it
had to be Marisa.
Yeah,
Marisa Hot Dog Buns.
Yeah, no, it'd always be like achy butt. Oh, it's the achy butt wedding. There, you going to the achy butt wedding?
Yeah, Jay Leno has no respect.
Roast in peace.
Roast in peace. Got on fire with one of his cars.
He has roasted, and not in peace, in pain, I guess.
Yeah. It was in high spirits afterwards.
I mean, honestly, he has like downplayed the fact that he seemingly caught on fire completely and had like a lot of skin melted off. And he's the one that's like, it's not a big deal.
I mean, what is he supposed to do? Like go on TMZ and be like, it was horrible.
I mean, that's what most like celebrities would do, I would think.
Jay Leno is singularly focused on like
cars, I
guess, dual focus, cars and just like needing to go tell jokes on stage.
Yeah.
Topical jokes.
I wonder if he still spends hours every morning poring over the newspapers for headlines. I think
he does.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know for headlines, but for material.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah, because is his like stand-up set just like a Tonight Show monologue?
I think in some ways it is. Yeah. I don't know. From what I understand,
we should go. We should go see Jay Leno next time he's in like Atlantic City or something.
Does he like plays Atlantic City, right?
Or Foxwoods.
He plays maybe. Like I think weekly, like a not super huge room in L.A. At Flappers.
Yeah. Like probably like close to where he lives or something.
Yeah, it's in Burbank, where he famously lives. Drives one of his jalopies over there.
Yeah,
and I as much as I don't like Jay Leno, it's like I should probably see his like. I bet it's really good.
Yeah, I bet it's like surprisingly funny. What if it's not? What if it's just like he brings out the dancing Edos? And so that would roll too.
Yeah,
okay. Hey, you guys hear this about OJ? Just this old OJ joke.
Yeah, the man who died a year ago. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, OJ.
So yeah, I went to this magic show, Tim. This was a parlor magic show, which I'd never gone to before.
Now, what does that mean?
So this was at a place called the Salmagundi Club, which bills itself as the 12th oldest private club in New York City. I mean, at some point.
I think if top 15, I think you're good.
Yeah, but if they're like the top 12, or they're like the 12th, that probably means like 20 years ago they were like the 500 and something hit, and probably they recently realized like, oh, well, those other clubs closed down. Oh, we're actually one of the oldest now. But anyway, it was a cool club. It was like a members club.
Yeah. Did you have to wear a jacket?
I had to wear a jacket, which, is something... I'll get to other stuff. Something like, I'd only seen in TV shows or movies, men wearing jackets.
Hey, different times.
Yeah, it's like, look at me. Oh, I'm Tony Stark wearing a jacket.
That's what you think of wearing a jacket.
A real rich guy, a billionaire. Well, the jacket I was wearing, Tim, was infused with nanotechnology.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's what made me think that I was kind of like Tony Stark. But yeah, just like an old club. And I liked, because to go to the bathroom, you had to like, I don't know, go this cockamamie route. There's like one bathroom in there.
You like this about a place?
Well, no,
the bathroom was difficult to get to.
No, what I liked about that was then you got to walk through the whole place.
Yeah.
And it was funny. There were like big signs because it was a members club, but not members only.
Okay.
So there were signs that just said like non-members will get a 20% like whatever
gratuity,
added, not gratuity though, like
just
fee?
Like service fee.
Yeah, added to their meals. They're really pushing the memberships.
Yeah,
they weren't pushing the Nobody
did you
mentioned
join?
Anything. No, they didn't even.
Did you ask for an application?
No, it also seemed like the type of place where like no one that was working there that night actually works at this place. They just rent it for these nights. But let me tell you,
did they not let you apply for membership because you're Irish?
Yeah, that's why I forgot that was one of the other signs. Also said no Irish or dogs. So it was a small place, and it was like in a parlor. There was one like bar, like small bar. But anyway, 50 people, so small audience. And a lot of these people were not following the dress code, and I think should have been kicked out.
That's fucked up.
Right?
Like, that's
or
the
make
thing.
them wear the jacket.
The whole point of this, especially in 2025, is like, hey, we're all going to do this dumb thing together.
Yeah,
right?
like we're all going to use this as an excuse to dress up a little bit.
Going to a magic show, you have to freaking, like, you have to give into it. So whatever's asked of you.
And also, this was a Christmas gift from my lovely wife. And, she didn't tell me exactly how much.
You didn't get me anything.
You're right. I'll talk to her.
Thank you. I didn't know she was giving gifts this year. Oh, interesting to hear.
Yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll make sure she gets you and her tickets to go see something equally as expensive.
Thank you.
But she didn't say how much it was, but she was like, it wasn't cheap. You know, it's like anything in New York that has that small of an audience, it's gonna be expensive. So like, I didn't get why, and it was fucking like dirt bags that were rich, you know what I mean? Where it was like, all right, the sweater that guy's wearing probably costs more than everything I'm wearing, but that's not what the rule was.
Right.
And we even, actually I shouldn't speak for Laura, but like when I walked in, I saw like two couples going in. The men were wearing suits and the women were wearing like cocktail
Bikinis.
dresses.
I thought this was a wild crowd, Tom. Sorry.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they were more dressed up, and I kind of felt like shit. I'm just wearing like a blazer and a button-down shirt,
and somebody strolls in with a Big Dogs shirt on.
Yeah, exactly. So that
co-ed naked lacrosse,
that, and also
Big Johnson
during the last trick of the night, Tim. I'm watching this fucking idiot falling asleep.
What?
Falling asleep
For the finale?
Falling asleep in his chair, and then like when he finally does get like kind of like woken up, takes his fucking phone out and just starts scrolling.
What kind of guy is this?
Like a guy, probably like late 40s, early 50s. Looked like he probably had too much to drink and eat before the show.
Yeah,
and that's why he was like passing out.
Well, yeah, like nothing infuriates me more.
I know.
Than a disrespectful audience member in an intimate
setting. Because it's like, dude, everyone can fucking see you. There's no way the magician isn't noticing that your face is being lit up by your fucking phone.
Have you ever been the person with that person? Like, one time I was at like a small show, like a music, like a small concert thing, and like went with somebody who's like talking full voice to me during it.
Oh yeah,
I've
had stuff like that happen.
Shut up, please.
Like, you're gonna get us both in trouble.
Yeah, or like, no, this makes me look like the guy can tell he's playing a guitar 5 feet away from us.
Right. Yeah, and also I am trying to listen to that. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, and you're the only guy talking in this whole place.
Yeah. So I don't know what this guy's fucking deal was. And especially like the tricks this guy was doing were, for the most part, all mostly card tricks. And the ones that weren't card tricks were sleight of hand or like mentalism type things. But especially the card tricks, it was like, if you're not paying attention, you're watching a man just play with cards, you know?
And why wouldn't you pay attention?
Yeah.
Why'd you go?
It was an 80-minute long show. Like, it was not a long show. There were, I think, 3 rows, you know?
Yeah.
Like we were in a like semicircle almost, like around him. Ridiculous.
Was there audience participation?
There was a lot of audience participation.
Did you participate?
Tim, of course I participated. He could tell probably. He's like, this guy, I should keep an eye on this guy. He might be an assistant one day.
What did you do?
Well, he came over to me and asked if I had any cash on me, and I said no. Yes, I didn't, which I think kind of screwed something up.
I know, but like, you got it. He must account for. We live in a mostly cashless society at this point.
Because then he did say, I'm going to come back to you.
Mm-hmm. Did he?
I think, you know what? I don't think I screwed anything up. I think he was just like such a good performer that he knew like, that's shitty. That sucks if this guy goes home now. Like, yeah, I almost got picked. But even before he came back to me, you know, I was like trying to get back in anyway. And he was like, does anybody wearing a suit jacket with like a pocket on the inside? And I was like, oh, I am. Probably because the guy sitting dead in front of him wasn't wearing a jacket.
That was
like
the guy in the freaking, I don't know, Green Day concert tee.
No, it was a sweater. But still, I'm thinking like he's asking, does anybody have a jacket pocket?
Did anybody
the
read
answer
the
should be
ticket?
every man in here has one. So I volunteer for that. And he like handed me a wallet. And when he handed me the wallet, I'm like, the thing's already in here. The
But you didn't say it.
No, but I knew. I'm like, I know you're not going to teleport it into here. It's already in here. And then I really wanted to like feel it, you know? But again, it was such an intimate, it was like, he's going to see and call me out on if he sees my hand going for like, let's see what's in here.
That's, you know what? That's what you got. You gotta go with it and you gotta be a good sport. And like,
you don't want to fuck up the show for everybody.
No.
Not even like it's rude to him. It's like, it's rude to everybody.
Yeah.
That's not what they're here to see.
I went to an intimate magic
and to
show.
be clear, when we're saying these shows are intimate, everybody's nude.
Yeah. Except for a sport jacket.
Yeah.
I mean, you can wear everybody at least has to be bottomless.
Yeah, of course.
And a sport code.
Yeah, that's why it's a sports code. Nothing about trousers.
Yeah. And I went with my dad and my brother, and I think the conceit was like when you go, like you will participate. Like, and it was in like a suite of a fancy hotel room, but it was the same thing. It was like 3 rows of like
just small
seats.
audience.
Yeah, probably like
doing the kind of magic that you like can't really do for a big audience.
Yeah. And the part, I think this was the part where I participated. He did like a classic trick. Do you know where they have like almost like a tea kettle, and like it'll pour whatever liquid that you say out of it. But you can say whatever you want. So he was just going up to people and like he's like, say anything you want. And somebody was like, hot tea, and he poured and tea came out. And then somebody was like, Coca-Cola, and like he'd pour out of the same thing and Coca-Cola would come out. And it's like, if he came up to you, how like
slime.
Exactly, right? And it's like, do you want to try to screw him up? So like you have to be like, what's weird enough, but like
it'd be like Gatorade,
or like orange soda or something, right? But like I don't understand going to a magic show and be like, I'm gonna like outsmart the guy. Like that's not gonna help it. You're not gonna feel good about it afterwards.
Yeah. And I was like, this show felt like a high wire act because there were a few moments where it was like don't say this, like look at this and do not say what you're seeing. Like it'll ruin this whole trick that's going to take or like one trick he gave a woman a gift bag and was like, do not open this. It'll basically ruin the trick. And of course it's that what it's in there relates to, you know, what's going on.
Tom, you are a grade A rube.
Why is that?
Because he made you think like, oh my God, if one person does it, the whole show is up. The magician is in control.
Yeah,
the whole time. If that dunce opened that bag,
he'd kill her.
He'd kill her, and then you get a whole different show. A live snuff film.
Yeah, which, I mean, some people wouldn't say is a film at all. They were just watching a person murdered.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got brought up to the stage, to then reveal what was in the wallet.
What was in it?
The stuff he had earlier, like an audience member's credit card, an audience member's key, and
what if you left and you just had that credit card all night and just had a
he
nice
made
New
a
York
lot
night.
of jokes about stealing the credit card.
And now I'm doing it, and it's equally entertaining.
And a $20 bill that like somebody had signed to prove that it was there.
Did he make a joke when you took that out? Like, now you do have cash on you.
No, he should have.
Good magician, not a great.
Now I do have cash on me.
Somebody would have went plant.
Yeah. I mean, I should mention, I was doing a lot of material up there. And it was all falling flat. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It was a high wire act, Tim. I was not playing along. I was a little disappointed because when I took the wallet out, I thought I felt something fall out of the wallet into my pocket. And I was like, oh no, there's like a second part to this. So cool. But there wasn't. I was out of making things up.
You were drunk? Were you drunk?
No. Yeah, no, I had one drink because there was only like one bartender and everybody got a drink. So,
and was it very expensive? The one thing that I really remember about that magic show I went to was that like my dad and my brother got a whiskey afterwards, and I think like the bill was like $175.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that bad. To be honest, like it wasn't even like a bar. It was, like a little thing with plastic cups and stuff. So I don't think they could have gotten
real
away with that.
Real shithole sounds like, Tom.
No, it was just like this is a very temporary setup for this particular show. They're not using the club's bar for it because I was downstairs.
So this was a good magic show? Yeah.
Oh, but then I want to say too that the next trick, I get done with this trick and Laura's like, oh great, you got picked, he'll stay away from here. Next trick, beginning of the trick, miss, can I see your hands for a minute? And brings Laura up for the entire like 10-minute long trick. Which is,
Laura must have hated that.
She did hate it. Because not only that, but it was the trick was he gave her a die, and then she would hold her hands behind her back, put it in one hand, hold them back out, and keep a straight face, and he would guess which one it was in. So she said like it was her nightmare because she's in front of an audience where a guy's just analyzing her like individual ticks and like pointing out like, oh, like she's kind of smiling a little bit, but her eyes are squinting. And it was fun for me to watch that.
Yeah, you watch your wife be humiliated. You like that kind of stuff, though?
She wasn't humiliated. I mean, I guess the guy did guess which hand the dice was in every single time. So,
yeah. Why don't we go to more magic shows?
I think they're pretty expensive, and I don't think there's like a ton of them, but we should.
There's one place not too far from us, Tom, that does only intimate things.
Bottomless?
Bottomless.
Okay, yeah. Well,
and they'll humiliate your wife.
All right, Tim, we've decided to call an audible here, and our apologies to Dan Aykroyd. We'll have him back next week.
Yeah, he's getting bumped.
Yeah.
We got to talk about magic shows.
We went out to the green room and we talked to him, and he understood. Yeah, he's a big magic fan, too.
He must be, right?
Oh, yeah, I think he's like on the record as being like a fan of magic and sleight of hand.
Yeah. Well, now
you can't be into like the occult and like especially like old occult stuff and not be into magic.
Yeah. Even though you realize like is he the type of guy though that's like, no, that is disrespectful to all the real things that I'm haunted by.
I think he's one of those guys that respects the magicians who are saying I don't have psychic abilities. I'm performing a trick.
Yeah.
I could see him like not liking people like Uri Geller or whatever who claim that they have some kind of a psychic ability when it's not, or like other charlatans.
Yeah, I could see Dan Aykroyd being like a big James Randi fan.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, debunking.
We should have asked him all these questions before we sent him home.
He left. It was fine. I was,
and he was happy to stay. And we said, no, get the hell out of here.
Hit the bricks, Danny.
Yeah. Elwood. Is he Elwood?
I think he's Dorwood. No, who's the other one? Elwood and. We'll figure it out next week.
Yeah, we'll
when
ask
we do
him
our
when
Dan
he's back.
Aykroyd episode.
But I want to say more things about this magic show.
Okay.
First,
we've been to magic shows together, Tom.
Yeah, which magic shows have we been to together?
We went to David Blaine's New York Times
talk. Wait, his what?
Remember he did a New York Times talk?
Oh, yeah. But we also went and saw him buried alive.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. And then you and Paul McKenna, I had to bail on another one.
Yeah,
and you and Paul McKenna,
like an actual stage show at
I've
King's
never
Theater.
been angrier that I had to go to a wedding.
I thought you were going to say wake.
Nope. Yeah, well, that would have been it's like, I gotta miss David Blaine and go to this bummer thing. Yeah.
And somebody I know is dead. Great. What else bad could happen to me?
The number one worst thing and the number two worst thing that could possibly happen.
This guy, Daniel Roy, first off, also completely owned that he looks like Harry Potter and had like a Harry Potter related joke. Very good. He did. I've seen this type of trick before. And do you know even like remotely how it's done, where they have somebody like flip through a book and pick out a word and then the person guesses the word?
A magician never tells.
Yeah. But, I mean, you don't have to tell me how to do it, but do you know like how that kind of thing is done?
No.
Because it's something to do with like he's forcing that word somehow.
Right. But how?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what, like, his final trick of the night, I was like, this is what I want to say about him in general. And
I think we're not classic howdy doodads, right? Because I think sometimes we'll research or understand how a trick is done.
Yeah, we're basically like expert magicians ourselves.
We're in the inner circle of the best magicians on Earth.
Magicians are allowed to tell us secrets. Sometimes we tell magicians secrets.
We often, magicians come to us and be like, how would I do something like this? Yeah. And we tell them, here's the trick. Here's the secret. They'll come to me sometimes and be like, how did I do this?
I don't have to explain it.
I gotta explain it. It's weird I gotta explain it to you, but like, I think you and I, even if we know how a trick is done, if we watch somebody do it perform it expertly and like fool people or like amaze people, or even just like, wow, like I know what he did, but he executed it so well.
Yeah, or like
it's an art form.
Like with this, a lot of the tricks too, like I said, it at least felt high wire of like, okay, I think I know how he's doing this. Or like I have an idea in general, like this, that it's like, all right, somehow he's forcing like her to pick that word that he already knows in a way that she doesn't think. But it's like, but what if that doesn't work? How does he? So it's like, well, so it can't be that. That leaves too much to chance.
They got some trap doors though, right? Like,
I didn't see anybody fall down any trapdoors.
Well, that's they keep them obscured.
Oh, I see.
There are like
like they pretend like there's a fire.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, you fake. You let somebody in with a firearm.
Right.
Just shoot it in the air 3 times. Yeah. People will scatter.
Yeah. If you hear me say like, give some kind of cue.
Yeah.
About like
fire this pistol in the air.
Yeah.
Watch everybody run for the exits. And then by the time we all gather, everybody will forget what the word she picked was.
Yeah, or like they won't even care.
Yeah. They probably won't even come back.
Yeah, they'll forget. But yeah, he's already made the money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, no refunds.
No
and
refunds.
It says that, no refunds.
And magic is famously one of the easiest ways to get rich quick.
Well, yeah. I guess somebody hasn't seen Now You See Me or Now You See Me 2.
No, I haven't.
They did get rich.
I do plan on seeing Now You See Me 3, which is coming soon, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that mensch, Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. And Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I believe he's coming back.
Yeah, that would
Morgan
be.
Freeman's in those
Him
movies
and the
too, I
gap
think.
in his tooth. Yeah.
Yeah. Star-studded cast. Yeah. So there were things like that. And then like a trick he did towards the end, I was like, all right, he like the way he's having people pick cards and then like be eliminated, and like he's guessing all the cards they picked. It's like, I know that it's just like an insane level of like memorization that he's done, and like ways to whittle these, like, oh, I know if this person said they picked a red card instead of a black card, then it can only be this card or this card. And if the other person picked it, like all those types of like yeah, and it's like, this is still fascinating to watch. And even like he did I don't think this is giving anything away, like a trick where, you know, he threw a deck of cards up in the air and grabbed the two out of the air. I knew, you know, he has those cards in his hand, and but like, even when I'm watching for it, I didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, that's awesome. He's great.
Yeah, you know, when you watch a movie, all that stuff isn't happening.
What?
Tom, I'm so sorry. I wasn't supposed to tell you. Oh, crap. I was mistaken. Everything you've seen in a movie is real and actually happened.
Okay, because I was going to say, Tim, those Star Wars, I couldn't believe some of the stuff that there were times where I thought, did this really happen?
And yes, the answer is yes.
I mean, they said a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's like, well, why would they put that part if it wasn't real?
Yeah, otherwise they'd just be like, here's a fake story.
Yeah, which is the way a lot of other movies start.
They should do that with story. You know how they like claim a lot of movies are based on a true story? They should just be like, this is
And that stuff's such bullshit nowadays too. Like now, I think I'm especially sensitive to like the way they word it. Yeah. Where it'll be like, this is inspired by a true, and it wouldn't even be story, it'll be like true intentions or something. It's like, all right, there's a kernel of something. Somebody read a police blotter.
What about when there's a movie and then at the end it always says in the credits, like, this film is a work of fiction, the events, you know, we're not. And then it's like, no, this movie was inspired. Like, this character was very much based on, and like, this was like, you know, not, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what an example would be. I can't think. I'm sure that's at the end of that Saturday Night Live movie.
I'm thinking of Velvet Goldmine.
Oh yeah,
like where it's like, these are definitely, this is David Bowie and who is and Lou Reed, right? Yeah, and it's called Velvet Goldmine, like duh. But yeah, I'm sure at the end of that movie, it's like, we came up with all these ideas on our own.
Bullshit.
But also,
go to jail.
But
we should throw all these people in jail.
But listen to this, Tim. Also, I had that disclaimer in my books.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a standard, like, so you can't get in trouble.
Yeah. There's a lot of
I don't
stuff
know. All my books, I just copied parts from other books. That's how people do it, right?
Yeah, that's how they do it, yeah.
All right, good. I just wanted to make sure.
There's can't think of another way that you possibly would.
But like things like that, where it was like, I don't know, I probably Googled it once, you know, a long time ago, and it was just basically like, I don't know, everybody puts this in there, that must do something.
Yeah. All right.
I also post on
stuff that everybody knows is a lie.
I also will post on Facebook. Like, I do not give Facebook permission to do. Well,
that
things.
allows,
and that's legally binding. I've heard.
Yeah. Tom, got bad news for you. Back on Instagram.
You're back. I didn't know you were off.
Yeah. I was off for a full month.
Wow. I don't use Instagram all that much.
Yeah, you're a TikTok guy.
No, I don't use TikTok. I'm a YouTube guy. I watch
Mm.
YouTube. Like YouTube and Reddit are my vices, I think.
Get radicalized by the intellectual dark web on YouTube.
There's all kinds of stuff on YouTube, Tim.
I watch mostly cooking things on YouTube.
They got movies on YouTube even.
What kind of movies?
Stag films. No, they've got like a surprising. You know what I wanted to watch the other day? Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I realized I've just never seen it.
Yeah, me neither.
And Spielberg's doing a movie now called Disclosure. Not a remake.
With Michael Douglas?
No, not a remake.
The Michael Crichton film about
what if that was
isn't real.
His next like Steven Spielberg's getting old. He doesn't have too many films left probably, but one of them he's decided to do is a remake of like 1993's Disclosure.
Can you imagine Michael Crichton just stepping in shit?
Yeah.
Disclosure,
he probably
Jurassic
didn't even
Park,
know about
ER.
it. He was so tall.
Took a while for
What's that smell? No, he had another brain in his tail like a Brachiosaurus.
Michael Crichton. Tom, oh God.
What?
I should probably save this for the Patreon because it has nothing to do with anything. But
no, included in this our Dan Aykroyd episode.
You watching the show The Pit?
No.
Oh God. It's good.
Yeah. I don't think I know anything about it, but I've seen people say it's good. So
it stars Noah Wyle from ER.
Oh, okay. So it's like a sequel to ER?
Well, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Michael Crichton estate is suing Warner Brothers now.
Because they're like, we had the idea for Noah Wyle to be a doctor.
No, they were like, it's Noah Wyle as a doctor. John Wells, the co-creator of
ER
and producer of ER, created and produced this. And Michael Crichton's widow was like, yeah, you guys, like, you pitched this to me and we were working on developing it, and then you stopped returning my phone calls. It was supposed to be a ER continuation. Here, Dr. Carter is moving to another, phase of his whatever. And it's like, the show is ER with cursing, and like it's a little gorier. It's cool, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, yeah, this was an ER thing, and then you guys realized, oh, we can cut them out.
Yeah,
of it.
we don't have to make this an ER thing.
This is good enough to like.
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
Because it's ER.
Yeah, but if they like...
It's all the other people from ER being like, let's just cut them out of it.
Yeah, but if there's no like direct connection, I think it's fine.
Hey, mate, they might want you on the jury. Hey, Warner Brothers, get Tom on the jury.
Yeah, I could be bought, no problem.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem like you need to be bought.
No.
You're on their side.
I mean, it sounds like they probably went down the road of making this ER continuation and like couldn't get enough people to sign on, and then they were probably like,
no, the thing was like they got a bunch of people,
actors and stuff though. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. You're not gonna get Clooney. He's too handsome now.
Or Juliana Margulies.
She died.
She didn't die, I don't think.
In the show.
Oh, did she?
No.
Have her come back as a ghost.
Yeah,
it's a hospital.
Die. She was alive. She's alive and well.
Yeah, didn't she run off with George Clooney in the end?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not even in the end.
Yeah, before the end. He came back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fine. I think if they couldn't get the other actors on board, fuck it. It's not ER. It's a different show.
Can I tell you something about Noah Wyle in this?
Yeah.
I watch every episode, and then, and the conceit, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ER mixed with 24.
Okay.
The season is 1 15-hour shift, so you're seeing a real time.
And there's like a terrorist attack happening.
I mean, I think that happened on ER.
Yeah. They got to everything by the end.
But after every episode, I think like, I need to be the man that Noah Wyle is, or whatever his character is. It's just like, if I could live my life like that, man, I know I'd live an honorable life.
See, I don't think that was necessarily his character in ER, right?
Yeah, but you know what? He's older and wiser. He's been around the block.
Yeah. All right. Well, give it a try. You said it's called The Max? And it's on MTV?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, blue guy, I think.
He's purple.
Purple, big purple guy. Yeah. Purple's kind of, in a way, blue.
In a way, it's half blue.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else I can tell you about this particular magic show, Tim.
What other magic shows have you gone to?
I went to David Blaine once. Mm-hmm. I went to Penn and Teller once on Broadway.
So did I. We didn't go at the same time.
No, we didn't go at the same time.
Did you stick around and meet them in the lobby?
I remember we talked about this on the show. I saw them in the lobby, but I didn't stick around. I didn't have anything for them to sign or anything like that.
Oh, I bought a deck of cards from them.
Yeah, I probably should have, but I didn't.
Yeah, it was great. I talked to Teller. He talked to me.
Wow, he broke his vow of silence.
I told you how I wanted.
Oh yeah,
to...
you told him you had his book, right?
Yeah, and he went, yeah, I remember that book.
Yeah,
and then he walked away. And Penn was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
So come on, come take a picture. And I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah, you're kind of terrifying in real life.
You're 8 feet
Relax.
From what I understand, you only eat potatoes.
Oh, is that a thing?
That's how he lost all the weight. He just ate potatoes.
I would think you would gain weight if you just ate potatoes.
No, if you eat nothing but potatoes.
Where do you get other nutrients? And aren't you just eating starch?
Don't. Yeah, I think your body atrophies and
well, that would explain how he looks so good. You got that great loose skin, skinny guy look.
That was a great show, Tom. Mm-hmm. That Penn and Teller on Broadway.
It's phenomenal, yeah.
And now they're coming back for
and they're
back in New York City for the first time in over a decade. And it's fuck, I feel like I just went to that show.
Wait, that show wasn't last year? Yeah. I don't understand.
But they're doing Radio City, and it's I don't need to I'm not going to go see them in Radio City. I saw them in a small theater on Broadway. Because they're only doing a couple nights, right?
Yeah. I'm going to Radio City to see...
What magician?
No, not a magician, Tim.
The Amazing Jonathan? Oh, no, he passed, right?
He passed. I'm going to see Riverdance.
Riverdale? They're bringing that Archie in the gang?
No, I wish. No, the
Michael Flatley?
I don't think he's a part of it anymore. Do you know
he's probably too old to do all that stuff with his legs?
Do you know that he took all his money and made a Project Midnight type? What was the thing on The Office that Michael the movie he was making?
Threat Level Midnight.
Threat Level Midnight. Michael Flatley made a movie like that with all his money where he's a James Bond.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He should have made a river dancing movie.
That's what you would think.
Yeah.
But he just made this movie where he's James Bond, but he's always got his hat cocked kind of in a jaunty way.
It?
No, I've seen it's one of these things that there's a bunch of YouTube videos about it because it's just he can't act and it's just not good. And it's because he financed it and he obviously wanted to make a movie where he plays a James Bond type. He's good at everything and there's I don't think there's really a plot because it's just every problem he instantly solves. So that's what he's up
doing
to.
Instead of doing the show that you're going to see at Radio City.
Maybe he'll be back because I think he probably lost a lot of money on that movie.
Well, maybe he'll be destitute enough to rejoin the Riverdale. Who you going with?
Maybe he'll show up begging to be included, and they're like, "Get out of here! We're done with you. You're too old. You can't move your legs like that anymore." I'm going with my wife, Tim. We were given the tickets by my aunt.
Oh,
just
is that another Christmas present?
No, these were just tickets they couldn't use.
All right.
Yeah, Tim, I don't want you thinking other family members aren't giving you your due at Christmas.
Did you go see In and of Itself by Derek Delgadio when it was on?
No, but I watched the the special that they
it's on Hulu.
That they made. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was maybe the coolest live event I've ever been to in my life.
Even better than Woodstock?
better than Woodstock, not better than Woodstock 94.
Of course.
And about equal to Woodstock 99. I participated in the burning and the...
yeah.
I wasn't afraid of that part. I was one of the
I
was one of the agitators who lit the fires.
Yeah. Well, you get very, you kind of get whipped up into a frenzy when you hear Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot of times.
As soon as the Chili's take the stage, Tom, I black out. Yeah, I can't be responsible for what happens.
Yeah, who knows? Tim might wake up 3 states away, babbling about how he has to get back to California. Yeah, so it was a good magic show. I enjoyed it. I didn't like, some of the other audience members. I thought one audience member was a celebrity that I couldn't place. But then I was like, I think it's just like a rich person that's had a lot of plastic surgery. You know?
Yeah, I know the type. Does your wife...
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to tell you about one of the other tricks, but go ahead.
Yeah. When you guys... You mentioned how you didn't like some of the other audience members.
Yeah.
Whenever you go out to a thing with your wife, like, as soon as you start, like, being like, hey... Is she like in pointing out like an audience? Is she like, all right, can you not have this ruin the whole night? Can you just watch the show? Because my wife does that. She's like, all right, I know this guy 3 rows up is pissing you off. You got to get over it. You're harping on this. We're trying to have a nice night.
No, what I do is the opposite. Where like, I'll just kind of like sit there and stew. And then we'll like get out on the street. I'll be like, can you believe that guy? And she'll be like, what are you talking about?
Well, that's what used to happen with me and my wife. And then I was like,
I'll point it out in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. That way we can talk about it. But she's just like, yeah, I wasn't like, this is distracting me now.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said anything.
Although I think I was like being verbal about the guy who had fallen asleep and then was looking at his phone, that I was like, I want this guy to hear me.
That should be an arrestable offense.
Yeah.
You should have called the police.
I did call the police, but that was because of one of the magic tricks scared me so much.
Tell me about the trick that had a profound effect on you.
It was Tim. He's like, all right, I'm gonna do another trick. That was the way he introduced every trick. No. Well, I guess buried a little bit that he's apparently like studied like neurobiology. That's like his
that's his cover story.
Well, it's like his I don't like not cover story, but like a story that like, so he's kind of telling a story throughout the show, not telling a story.
Ghost story.
No, but he's just like talking about like he did some cool things where he did like a quick like, okay, everybody like watch this, do this or whatever, and then it'd be like, wait, huh, what happened? And he would explain, like, none of you notice I did this to misdirect you and blah, blah, blah. That's like how the brain operates, stuff like that, which I enjoy hearing about.
Yeah. But what was the
trick?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you, sir, you're going to volunteer. I need you to sanitize your hands first, though. And that it'll become obvious why shortly. And he's like, and I'm going to sanitize my hands. And then he hands the guy a razor blade, like a disposable razor blade. And he's like, and this is again, another like high wire part where you're just like, all right, before I hand this to you, this is a razor blade. Like, this is not a trick. I'm handing you a razor blade. I want you to check it. Be very careful because, again, it is
Did
a real...
Did he give him something to check it with? Like, here's an apple?
No, he basically just had him like, feel it, I guess, like sideways with his finger. And he's like, this is a real razor blade. And then he took it and like cut newspaper to show it was a real razor blade. Tim, then he stuck it in his dang mouth and swallowed it.
I've seen somebody do that too.
Yeah. And then he swallowed a string.
And he pulled it out.
And then he swallowed 4 more razor blades. And then he pulled them all out.
Yeah.
And like he even did, while he was doing it, like going up to an audience member, like, can you tell me, is there like any blood in my mouth? And like, yeah, the first time they were like, yeah, there is a little blood. It's like, all right, just a little though. Okay.
I went to a spooky magic show.
Oh.
With friends of the show, Christine and Aaron Lee.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot for inviting friend of the show, me.
I think we probably did. It was like 2009. It was like back in the day when you were like, maybe I'll come. You know, when you were like too cool for stuff.
What do you mean when I was too cool for
stuff?
You were
too cool for stuff. And it was in a small theater.
Uh-huh.
It was produced by Teller from Penn and Teller. But it was spooky.
Okay.
And in the beginning, it was a very small theater, and he just walked around like telling a story, and he broke a light bulb and was just eating the pieces of glass from the light bulb as he like went on. And like he walked through the aisles while he was eating the light bulb. Yeah. And he also did the razor blade thing, and there was a nude woman in it at one point.
Whoa.
And I wish it, that would have gotten you there.
Yeah, why when you invite me to these things, you gotta be like, and also.
Well, I didn't know there was going to be a nude woman.
Wait, how was a nude woman involved?
Because it was a ghost spooky thing.
That does not explain it.
And like a lot of it, the lights would go off, and then like one light would come on, and like a nude woman was running through. It's like artistic. Too.
Oh, like scary kind of.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
not
you
sexy.
Still would have been titillated.
Yeah.
You would have liked it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Naked ladies and magic. What's not to like?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've been to any other magic. Tom, I still think we had to go to Vegas. And,
and just really do up the magic shows.
Yeah, let's go to some magic shows.
It's got to find a way to do it where it doesn't cost us $10,000.
I have an in, Tom. I told you.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I believe you have an in.
I'll tell you about it.
I think you've told me about it. I think you got to put your money where your mouth is. Line up these tickets.
Okay.
We'll go tonight.
All right. If we get on a plane tonight, I'll make the.
I mean, I put it all on black.
You don't know what the in is.
I thought you were gonna say you don't know how to do that. Go up to a poker table, put it all on black, pal, and let it ride.
Do you think our wives would think we were the lamest people on earth?
I thought you were gonna say like having an affair or something. With like an obvious lie.
No, because I think both of them would be like, yeah, like you're debit, like going to magic shows would not be your cover story. Like I've seen the way your dumb little eyes light up when you talk about magic shows.
Yeah.
I've seen you at magic shows.
They'd be like, yeah, we know you're not going to Vegas to gamble and go to strip clubs. Yeah, you're going to check out some magic.
And that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to go on Penn and Teller, and God damn it, I want to try to fool them.
How are you going to do that?
With one of my tricks.
You don't have any tricks.
I bought a...
Tim, they know all the tricks you can buy at Toys R Us.
I bought a sleight of hand book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one, like, if you go on the Reddit...
where you can, like, make the book disappear in your hand and make it reappear.
No, a book about...
I thought it was like a collapsible book.
But, and it was during the pandemic, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just going to get really good at card tricks. Yeah. And I still haven't gotten past the part where it's like, here's how you shuffle the cards without putting them down on the table. Which is something that, like, most people can do.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I could do that without, I'd have to read it in a book.
Yeah, but and I can't really do it. I can't actually
know.
get it the way
most of the magic that I know I learned on the streets.
My hands, they're not so good at doing magic, Tom. I'm more of a brain magic guy.
If you like the show, you can find out more at tcgte.com. You can check out our social media there, our subreddit, our Discord. You can follow us on Blue Sky. We're Complete Guide on Blue Sky.
Yeah, somebody called us out for being like, oh, why are they still on Twitter? It's like, we're not.
Yeah. I mean, I am, but I don't post.
Yeah.
But we're on Blue Sky. We're both on Blue Sky.
Are we back to Dan Aykroyd talk? Blues guy?
Yeah, we're on Blues Guy, the Dan Aykroyd fan forum. bluesguy.net. And patreon.com/complete guide, where you can sign up for our bonus weekly episodes, our weekly bonus episodes. This week, Fast Food Friday's back, baby.
You have a personal testimonial.
Personal anecdotes from some on-the-ground reporting. So if you'd like to hear that and you think, you know what, I'd like those boys to go have their dream and to go see a bunch of magic shows in Vegas, sign up to our Patreon, patreon.com/complete guide.
You don't even need to. I have an in.
We should start a GoFundMe.
Yeah, we should. Which is the one where you don't have to hit the goal and you just get all the money.
I think that's GoFundMe because good. It's like for charity. It's supposed to be. You know.
Okay, yeah, we should do that one.
Yeah, we'll do that one. We'll do whatever one has the loosest rules.
The one where we get the money the quickest.
Yeah. Patreon.com/complete guide. We should really do this. Tim, I honestly do want you to put your money where, because like flights are cheap.
Yeah.
Hotels are cheap. We can go to a hotel. We'll dress up like we're high rollers. I'll have dice with me already. Yeah. So they'll be like, oh, these guys, we got some live ones. Give them the presidential suite.
That's the thing, Tom. Don't worry. We'll get the rooms comped once they see what a shark I am in the casino.
Oh, you're good at gambling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you're a shark, they probably they want you losing, not winning.
No, you know? They don't comp rooms for losers.
They absolutely do comp rooms for losers.
They're gonna comp a room for us, and then they're gonna send over the cooler to me.
Oh, the William H. Macy that ruins your luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, okay, cool. I got tickets to 8 different magic shows.
Actually, I have to get out of here anyway.
Thanks for the presidential suite, suckers. And I'll get 3 tickets so William H. Macy can come along with us. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, but what if he...
That man with his horrible wife.
But what if he cools the magic show?
Well,
and they start goofing up.
He would be the exact guy where it's like, don't go to a show with somebody who's going to embarrass you.
William H. Macy or his horrible wife. All right, we'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.